Right, Caspar, on the 2nd of October 2021, and we are deep down the south of France here, the great red wine of Provence, Bandol, and really one of the great Domaine, one of the great wine producing estates of France, Domaine Tempier. So this is 2000 vintage Cuvée Spéciale La Migoua from Domaine Tempier. First one out of my own case. It's deep, it's garnet at the core, quite a narrow band at the rim, fading to mahogany. It looks like it's got some age, but not that much age really, for something that's 21 years old. And the nose, it's not streaming out of the glass. You slightly have to go on a hunt for it, but what's there is tertiary, clean. I detect no Brett at all on the nose, and it's hard to describe, but let's give it a go. It's an exotic note like sandalwood in there, and a bit of licorice maybe. And the fruit is red and darker with laced through with lots of spice. Bit of truffle maybe. It smells like a wine of the earth. It smells like a wine of place. Yeah, that sandalwood note is quite alluring, I must say. There's a red plum thing in there. Other spices, maybe a little bit of cumin or something. It smells delicious, I've got to say, and I'm now going to taste it. We'll open this, what time is it now? It's 5:10. I opened it at 3:20, and it's not radically changed. I had a sip out of it then. The entry is fully resolved. If anything, sort of almost soft, but it's not long before the tannins come in there. I've got an almond character to them. They're fine, supportive. They have a sort of a slightly earthy minerality to the texture of them across the tongue. It's long and clean in the mouth. It's got lovely freshness. It's a wine of dense structure. It needs a bit of food, and that structure builds. It doesn't get austere in any way, but it's just saying to me, please give me a bit of food. And yeah, I mean, clearly a bit of meat would be fabulous with this. Maybe a bit of black pepper. Perhaps it's got a smoky element as well. Perhaps, I mean, this will be largely Mourvèdre and a typical character Mourvèdre, mature Mourvèdre is chestnuts, and I think in this instance it's chestnuts that have just come from a fire, a grill, where they've been on top of coals, and have picked up a sort of smokiness. It's a herbal element as well, sort of dried mint perhaps, but it's not shouting about itself, it's not leaping out of the glass at my face. It's got an almond, I think did I mention that? Almond character to the tannins, and a lovely sort of almost clay-like texture, earthy clay-like texture, nicely long. Yeah, the acidity is is present but virtually invisible. It's cached within then that lovely clean and quite nicely, really quite nicely defined fruit, and the wealth of tannins which are resolved. They are very present. They're not going to diminish any further. And I'd say this is the wine, you know, drink it now, and it's very hard to tell actually with Bandol exactly how long it'll last. I mean, it could last another 30 years, but I suspect this should be drunk within the next 5 or 6, you know, maybe 10. I don't know. It's softened. Clearly the fruit has softened a great deal. Yeah, just a bit of a treat, I must say. Drinking mature Tempier is something I don't do often enough. Love Migoua. To have a real soft spot for the other Cuvée, La Tourtine, which is 100% Mourvèdre. But this is lovely, elegant. You know, it's not a blockbuster by any means. It's got real elegance and class to it. It's a really grown up and rather beautiful thing, I must say. Very nice. Look, there we are. That's been 2000 Bandol Cuvée Spéciale La Migoua from Domaine Tempier in Provence. But I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to have it with cooking rolled river beef next door, and I'm going to enjoy it with that very much indeed, I must say. Delicious.